Which comes first? Systems or processes or getting revenue?
It's revenue, but it's not necessarily revenue that it will look like. And I always warn people about this. I mean, you've mentioned a couple times, but like you see the great businesses that grow, like a Kentucky Fried Chicken or somebody like that. What you see is it's Colonel Sanders by himself. It's not shiny flyers and beautiful promotionals and the brand. I mean, I get calls all the time. I'm starting a new company. Can you help me with the logo design? And I'm like, forget the logo. And I'm the first one to sell you a new logo. Trust me. But forget the logo design right now. Generate a bunch of money. Get some cash in the bank. We can always make a nice logo in the next phase when you're going to start hiring people and bringing them on. It's just you right now. Just get the money. And I think that's the mistake that some will see is they'll say, yes, I need to make a bunch of money. And so they'll go over here and do something that's not as good. I would be much more inclined to tell somebody, why don't you build your personal brand? Why don't you build your own influence? Get people to trust you. You go do the sales. You go get the revenue. We can come back later with, here's the cool retargeting Facebook, billboards with beacons, TV ads that have really cool attributions to them and all that kind of stuff. We got to get the money first.
For any business that are starting or that maybe in the second phase right now and ready, that wants to build a stack of cash, what are some of the revenue generating activities that they can do to make sure that they stack cash?
So there's two sides to it. The first thing I always tell people is you have to start with an actual running pro forma, which is as simple as, here is how much money I am projecting to make this month. Here are my projected expenses. And it's as simple as a very simple spreadsheet. Happy to send it to anybody. Like, it's a very simple spreadsheet. But if you're not looking at that on a monthly basis to measure, here's the revenue, here's the expense buckets, that's mistake number one. Because a lot of times you'll just be like, man, we're making so much money, we can't see straight. And you look at the bank account at the end of the month and be like, where's all my money? You got to look at that first and foremost, number one. Number two, which is in not to go too deep, in marketing, we have branding, marketing, advertising, sales. Branding is long-term, like we're building brand. It's like, someday somebody's going to work with me because they saw me on a podcast or they saw me in a video, which is great. You have to do that stuff. If you're not doing it, you're short-circuiting yourself for the long term. However, at the very beginning, it needs to be sales, 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 sales. It's very short. It's the early stages of stuff. I was reading an author once and he said it this way, is belief comes before ability. You know, when I was starting my marketing agency, it was like, hey, can you? And the answer was always, yes, I can. Okay, can you build a CRM? Yep, I can do that. Hey, can you? And at the beginning, you got to take everything. Once you get to where you realize these are the things that make me a lot of money, these are the high profit margin tasks that I could be doing, then we can get more specific and get more nuanced and get more, here's what we're actually going to do. But at the beginnings, it's literally as much as it's the answer nobody wants to hear. It's the 20-hour days doing whatever it takes to put money in the bank.
That's so fire! Fire, fire, fire! That's so fire, baby! Woo! That's so fire! Fire! That's so fire!